Hello, friends. So, I just wanted to do this little follow up um on my Nunavut trip. Okay, part two. The last video I posted, I got this belt on. I'm doing some burning fat. My waist here. It's the very light stuff. I'll put a link there. Okay, so that's what you see it. So it's not my belly. My stomach is very flat. I just kind of when I'm doing stuff, reading, studying, I like to put the belt on to burn some fat around my waist. So I'm gonna continue on Nunavut. So I just got back from Nunavut like the past December 2025. The last time I posted was 2024, if I'm not mistaken, when I just came back from my first trip to Nunavut when I had my first contract. Okay, so I went back in October of 2025, and I got I went for another 2 months. I went November, December, and I got back home before Christmas of 2025. This time I went to another community. The first time was in Chesterfield. This time I went to Baker Lake. It was a little bit different from my first community I went to at the time. The first community, Chesterfield, is about 335, I think it's 334, the population 334. But Baker Lake is over 2,000. Okay, so it's a bigger community than the previous one I was working at. So Baker Lake was a little different because I was out there compared to the first one. I was working in a children home. Um, they from 2 years old to like the oldest in the home were like 50. But this time I was doing home care, and I was going to the client's home. Oh my goodness. I don't know why, but this time the the cold, like the winter, was really harsh over there. It was in Chesterfield, but I just felt that Baker Lake was too cold for me, like the snow. And I mean, I'm coming down my stairs. I can't walk because my leg hurting from the cold. I don't know why. It was so strange because I never experienced that. But this time, being in Baker Lake, the winter was too harsh. Like we get -25, -50, -35, -40. It was like, and one day I was going to visit a client, and I had sometimes we take one of the native with us to interpret, and then I couldn't even go over the snow. There was a little hill like snow. It was covered with snow. I got in from the car, and I was trying to, walk over this little bump and climb the stairs to go see the client. I couldn't. Like my leg was giving up on me. And then um my coworker, the interpreter I brought with me, he said, "What's happening, Rose?" I said, "I don't know. My legs don't want to go. Like, I don't want to move." It's like the cold was so much. Like, yeah. And the wind. Um, the working, I worked community, I did community nursing before, but over there, because of the winter And you know the winter come early. I went in October. I was there by October 14. It didn't take too long, but within a week time, the whole climate changed, man. And the cold was so much. Like, I don't know, I should say too much or it's so much, but it was a lot for me. I noticed so, and there I noticed a lot of black people working up there in that particular community. And then when you something I noticed, nobody will put in anything like you want to get ice. You don't pour anything in the freezer. Just set it right outside on your stairs, and then in an hour it's frozen. Um, the only thing I would say I had a little problem with is the food. Always very very expensive over there. Always you making the money, but you have to eat. So you're spending it too at the same time. It's the food is very very expensive in that place. Very expensive food. I mean the prices there for food very expensive. And one thing I did to keep my sanity or that keep me going when I come home, like eat. Sometimes I go to the gym. They've they have a little community gym there. So I go to the gym like um 3 to 4 times a week, and then go home, find something to eat, maybe cook. Most time I let it cook for the week or 2 weeks. Eat, take my shower, and I used to do my crocheting because I crochet very well. And I will crochet for like an hour, 2 hour, and then go to bed, because when I got there, I think in a month time, my roommate, because two in the apartment, was giving another assignment, so she had to go to another community. So I was alone in the apartment. So it was like boring. Instead, we get calls and talk to people. And then on Saturday, all the workers come together. Somebody will invite you to their house and say, "Hey, I'm having something at dinner. I'm inviting everybody to come." And people come, and we go there. So I think I went to one or two when I was there because I like to go there instead of me sitting home over the weekend not doing anything. I like to go there to, kind of mingle with people. In terms of work, um, this time I had contract with the government of Nunavut. The first time I went there, it was with a company that was running the children home. So the company employed me directly with them. This time last year, 2025, I got a contract with the government of Nunavut for 2 months. And so I was working home care. And yeah, it's a position that I don't know if they take a lot of people, but the most I would say the department I employed mostly would be the ones with the clinic, like to go to the clinic in the community. But community nursing, I don't think that much because they already have their main people on the ground that maybe you would consider their employees. So if they're giving contract, it's not much contract they give out for home care. But I know long-term care and working in the clinic, um, you get contract for that too if you have acute experience. So let me put so I said the next time If I'm next time I go back to Nunavut, I will definitely go to the clinic. I want to go work in the clinic. The home care is nice. The pay is nice, but that's the driving. If maybe in the summer I will enjoy it, because I'll be, the weather will be nice and then. But home care in the summer, I mean in the winter, no, especially when it's your first time. No, no, no. Don't do it your first time in the winter. If you go during the summertime, that's fine. But in the winter time, I don't advise. But if you are born Canadian, yes. That's it, you're born. That's the weather. Me, I wasn't born here, so the cold was giving me a hard time, especially up there. It's very, very extreme. So the home care, okay. If you want to say I want to go try, you want to go in the winter, it's okay. If you want to go in the summer, but for me, first time I go try the summer and see how well you like it. If you want to go for the winter, and then you go for the winter, you're like, yeah, I can beat the winter. I'm this one for real Canadian. I'm not talking to you because I know you can do it. But if you're not a native that was born here, try the summer first. See if you like it, and if you do like it, then you know, I know, go to the summer first, and then you say, you know what, let me try the winter and see how it's gonna be. If you try the winter and if you like it, then you can go to the winter time. But it's just extreme to me, like, like, oh, and you can feel your fingers, and then I don't like it in the winter. I used to do home care here where I live, in this city, and I hated the winter during the winter time for home care. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like that one. I can do it from summer all the way to fall, but the winter with the snow and place to park, the sidewalk packed with snow, you don't know where to park and all the kind of thing. Maybe you park far away from the home you go into. There is different, but yeah, it's just that the weather is too extreme. I mean, you in the heated car in that place. Oh my goodness, the house, they can heat the house up, and you can't feed it because it's so cold out there. When you heat a house, you just feel, excuse me, you just feel good. And then yeah, so it's, this was my first time doing home care in Nunavut, and I and another thing I would say I was having hard time with is the smoking, because every house you entering, the way they build the house out there is so different, strange. I never see it. I live in Ontario and I visit BC, but I don't think I have seen that kind of structure the way they build the houses. So it's just one door, okay? One door. No place to escape anything. So when you enter, they have like this little space there, and then you enter. Some people got two of those. You enter a little space here, it's a door, and then you enter again, it's another space there, and there's a door, and then you in the living room or the kitchen. It depends where part they put their kitchen later, and then you enter either the living room or the hallway or the kitchen. Okay, you come there, and that place where they always sitting, I think because of the weather and stuff, they like literally every house they have a smoker. Okay, and I somebody, when I inhale the smoke, my nose would be on fire, itching the whole time, and that's why I don't stay around smokers. My nose will itch and itch, like that whole day. I'll be like that the whole day, and the next day, my nose start running. I don't know if I'm allergic to the tobacco or I don't know. But as soon as as soon as you open that door, because they sit in there to smoke, that smell of the cigarette butt they just turn off or just put it there, but that whole place is just concentrated with that um smoke, the smell and stuff like that. Then the whole, as soon as you open the door, then the whole thing just poof in your nose. And I would just be like, oh my goodness, my nose would be itching the whole time. And then, not only that, to our office, so we share the office with public health and home care. And then these people, they told them smoke in the back or on the other side of the house. I mean, the other side of the office. And these people just so stubborn. They will smoke. They'll be smoking right on the way. So everybody park their car, and then you coming into the building. They will stand right there along the way while you coming into the building, and they're smoking. Could you imagine? It's so bad. You just coming to work early in the morning, and the first thing that hit your nose is cigarette smoke. And I just hated it. And then one day, it was too much. I just went to the other lady. I said, "Hey, you're gonna make people sick here. They told you not to smoke it from the building. People coming in, we all don't smoke. And I just feel that we inhaling second smoke here, so it's not nice. If they say this, they get a thing that please do not smoke in the area, and then they have an arrow that telling them where to go and smoke, but no, you are the building um by 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock it's still dark. Okay, that's winter, very, very dark. Now you are the building at 8 o'clock. You get down from your car, walking towards the building. The first thing I hit you in your nose, cigarette smoke. And it just, it was, I mean, it can spoil my mood in the morning, especially I'm going to go see a client, I'm going to go visit, and I will meet the same thing. So I just felt that that's the only problem I have with the home care there. I don't care who, yeah, I mean, yeah, this, it's my health. And I just felt I inhaling second smoke. It's not healthy. So I used to tell the supervisor all the time, I said, this is kind of nice. You got to tell the people to start smoking from the building. We coming in the morning, we got to smoke. We leave in the building, we're hitting smoke. I said, this is my first time in a place. I used to work in the first home I used to work to. Nobody, if people smoking, they go out like far away from the property to go and smoke. Okay, because the building were kids. Okay, no kids, sick kids. So there's nobody going to smoke in the building or smoke beside the building. You go farther away and smoke. But this time I was in close contact with smokers and inhaling second smoke, and I really didn't like it. It was making me angry all the time. And I just used to, hold my cool, and I pray that I don't get sick from this second hand. So it was that every home we go to, there's smokers. And as soon as you open the front door or the consider back door, that's the first thing that hits in your nose. Every home, like almost all the home I visited were like that. And I used to tell the other nurse, I said, I like to come work here, but I don't think home care is for me. Oh, no, no. If you work in the clinic, that's okay because nobody gonna smoke near the clinic. They have smoker place, and you have to buy by that. That's where you go and smoke. You don't smoke anywhere near the clinic. No, you gotta go in the back. There's a designated place that you can go and do your smoking, but not in front of the building and not around there. So I told her, I said, the next time I come into Nunavut, I'm definitely going to go work in the clinic. I would love to work in the home, but not like that. And then she told me, she said, oh, but in the other city, the big city there, they for home care, they have a clinic there. You can stay there. They come to you, to do maybe their wound care, whatever problem they had, they would come there for you to do it. You cannot go in the community to their homes. I said, yeah, then I would prefer that one because I can't because it's affecting me in a way like my nose is on fire, itching the whole time for inhaling or smelling the cigarette, and then my whole entire the inside outside is on fire. So it's really really bothered me when I was there, and then the extreme cold weather they were hurting my leg, my bones and everything. I was surprised because I don't know, it was really really surprising to me. But anyways, that is my experience when they gone 2025. Um, yeah, and it's nice to see people there that really want to go out up there and work. I don't have problem with that. I love working with the Inuit people up there. I mean, it's like it's like something you do. You feel that your service to them is very very benefiting because you learn a lot, and you learn a lot. You know how to get along with them, and before you get employed, they teach you a lot of things. You do courses, everything before you go up there to work with them. So if that's something you would like to do, the government of Nunavut, you can Google the government of Nunavut, and then you can go on there, create an account, and start applying for job. And one of the things too you have to do, they have a course on there for vaccination, okay, and which is very very big up there, uh, because we were vaccinating people during the flu season. We vaccinated people with both giving a COVID vaccine and the flu vaccine there. So you will do that whole course. It's a very big, large one. And at the end of the course, there's a test you take. From that test, you get a certificate when you pass it. I think they have 2 or 3 trials. When you pass that certificate, you keep it. It's it's valid for 3 years. So um so when you apply, they will ask you, do you have the immunization certificate? They referring to this course that you did on immunization, and you did the exam and you get a certificate. So if you say yes, they will want copy of the certificate, and it's for 3 years. So every 3 years you renew it if you want to go work up there. So um so the pay when I was there home care as a LPN, I was paid $51 plus. And one thing you done, it's not like, because I do travel nursing, if I'm going to BC to go for a nursing assignment, the agency pay for my hotel, they pay for my food, and they pay for my transportation. Okay, like I mean transportation, I mean airfare. Okay, they pay your plane ticket to go and come, and they pay your hotel or Airbnb where you would be. They will pay for all of that for the duration of the time you'll be there working for them. Compared to none of it is different. Of course, they're gonna pay your airfare to go and come. If where they're sending you, you have to transit in one of the hotel to take your plane the next day. Definitely, they will pay for your hotel, your food, everything. When you get there, it's not like where they pay for your food. When I'm going on travel nursing to BC or anywhere where my food is paid for by the agency, but in Nunavut, they will not pay for your food. They won't pay for your eating. You still gonna pay for your food. You still gonna buy your food and eat it. Yeah, use your own money and buy your food. They're not going to pay for a hotel and not going to pay for a place for you to be. So they have houses there, okay? So all these company, that's the one. All these company, not company, these different parts of healthcare has their home. Uh, the clinic have housing for their employees. The home care have housing for their employee, and the long-term care have housing for their employee. So everywhere you want to go work, they have housing for the employees. Okay. So if you get there and they put you in a hotel, not hotel, they put you in the home. For example, working for home care. Home care have their own housing and they take you there. This is the kicker. You pay for the room, okay? You pay every 2 weeks on your pay. So the house, you pay for your room every 2 weeks. It comes out of your pay, okay? Every 2 weeks it comes out of your pay. I think it's about 260. If I'm not mistaken, 235, between 235 to 260. I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I have to look at my stuff again. So then, if you're there for 2 months, that's how you'll be paying the rent. They will take the rent off your pay per 2 weeks. They take that amount off every 2 weeks for your living, for the house you live in, for the room you're sleeping in. You pay. Compared to when I travel to another place, they pay for my Airbnb or hotel. Like, let's just say they pay for my accommodation. They give me money to eat. If I don't have car there, I take taxi to go um to Walmart or to the grocery store. I take the taxi, give me the receipt, I send it to the agency. They reimburse me for my money I spent on transportation. So that is different from when you go work up north. Okay, the the money is okay. Ooh, maybe the difference, because some agency pay you $50 anyways, and they pay $51.93. Okay, let's just say 52 bucks LPN. Okay, but they don't pay for your house. They don't pay for your food. Like, they don't pay for your accommodation. They give you accommodation, but they don't pay for the accommodation. The accommodation is paid by you by taking the amount of your pay. Every 2 weeks you get your pay. It goes automatic. You don't have to say, oh, I need to pay my rent. They take it out, send it to the housing people. Done. You buy your own food. When you get your pay, you buy your food. They don't pay for your food like what the other agency do when you go work somewhere else. Okay, that's the difference between working to Nunavut as a travel nurse than working, let's just say, for BC, Nova Scotia, or any of Canadian province that you want to go and work in. They take care of everything. You just go in as a guest. You just take your bag and go. You get to your hotel. It's being paid for every month. Your Airbnb, they pay for it. They get you food. You take your bag. You go to Nunavut. They pay for your airfare. To go and come. They pay for your food while you traveling, eating. While you doing your travel, whatever expense you did on the way, Nunavut going to pay you. The government is not going to pay you. But when you get there, they're not responsible to pay for your food that you will eat there while you're working, while you're on assignment. They don't pay for your accommodation, but they provide accommodation for you. So which means, yeah, the amount for the accommodation come out of your pay every 2 weeks. Okay? I hope you got it. You understand. So that's the difference here. Okay. So when I told my friend there, I said, hey, this is what happened when I'm down south and working in the province. This is what happened. But up here it's different, you know. Anyways, that's all I want to say. Maybe if any other thing you want to know about Nunavut, I hope I cover most of it. But if any other thing you want to know, let me know. And I'm going to come out and say this video is overdue and give me a follow, guys. And another thing I wanted to say, so with the REX-PN, I'm coming up with the exam. I'm just going to make it simple, posting things like I'll post, I will do it by episodes. Okay, so if you're studying for your PN exam and you come on my channel, it will just tell you everything that very important for you to study. It's the same thing when you look at the blueprint and I keep pressing on the blueprint, you can see what I'm trying to tell you about the blueprint. You get it, it will guide you how to study. So I'm looking at that blueprint and I'm putting all these episodes together and make it easy for you so you can be able to study and pass the exam. So subscribe to my channel. It's a small one, but I get a lot of people. What was it? Oh, last week. So this girl came to me, and let me just say this because I don't. She was asking me something. We're just talking about work, and I told her. And she said, "Oh, I failed in my PN," and she said, "Oh, I failed in my nursing thing." She was working as PSW where I was working, and I said, "What happened?" She said, "Oh, I failed, and I will be taking it again." So I said, but then it's I think you're gonna pass because you meet me and everybody that meet me, they pass. She said, really? And she like, oh, okay, hold on. Like she dropped everything and showing my face like that. I said, yeah, anybody that meet me, you're gonna pass. So if you look at me, you're gonna pass because I'm gonna tell you how to study, what to do, and you're gonna pass. She was so excited. She couldn't wait. She took my number and she called me like 2 days later. I had a day off, so I said now is the right time, and I went over everything with her. It took us like 3 4 hours. She and myself on the phone, and I went over everything with the exam, everything. Like everything, we cover everything. I told her what to look at, what is coming, and this that. So she went the next day. I think she called me. I called her. She texted me to ask me some questions, and I said, yes, look at that. This should be your priority. Continue to study that, and you see, you're gonna pass. You're gonna pass. Last week, I was working, and she doesn't work with the home directly. She worked with an agency that sent her to the home. So I was working at it, and she came to me. She said, because she told me she was going to take her exam, and I told her the time she met me, it was like a few days to a week for the exam. I said, postpone it. I said, go back online and reschedule that exam. I said, I don't think you're prepared to take that exam, or you're going to fail. You're going to fail again. So she said, what can I do? I said, postpone it to 2 weeks and let's go over this thing. Let's study it together. Let me just coach you good. So she like, really, Rose? I said, yeah. So she listened to me. She did postpone her exam. And then we went over everything. 2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks after I didn't see her, the following week, she came to work, and lucky that I was working that day, and she came to me and she like, I pass. And I like, come on, stop joking. She said, Rose, I pass. She said, I follow everything you said to me. I said, are you joking? She said, no, I passed. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it that she took my advice and she followed everything I told her, and she passed the exam. And that's what I always tell people. You meet me, you're gonna pass. You sit with me, we talk, you're gonna listen to me what I tell you. If you follow what I tell you, you're gonna pass the exam. If you want to do your own thing, that's it. I said it the last time with a guy who failed. He said 5 times. By the time she came across my video, he had already failed 5 times. And he sent me email, and then I sent my number to him, and he called me. I think it was on a Sunday that I can remember. I was on nursing assignment. Uh, I was on an assignment in BC when he called that day. It was in the morning there. Like, I look at the number, I said, let me talk to him. And then he started explaining, oh, wow. I said, you know what? All the big channels, the all the thing there, I'm not saying don't look at it. Oh. People look at all this stuff, but they fail. So I don't know how they're listening. I said, my little channel, I can just tell you, because these people that teaching you, they did not do the REX-PN exam, okay? We did a REX-PN exam. We know how to test, what we saw, how it was. So we know what to tell you, how to study the way we study to pass that exam. So we can tell you, say, hey, this is what coming, this is what will come, this is what you should look at, this is what you should do. And if I tell you, get your blueprint and match it up with what you're doing and let it be your guide, plus what I will explain to you. And if you already you don't have time to buy these books because you've been studying a lot, wasting a lot of time, but we can do it in a way that you can, get your things together and go do your exam. Definitely, I know you're going to pass. So I prepared these episodes for the exam, make it easier for you to just read and study it. And I'll be posting them on YouTube. I'll post episode 1 probably today, episode 2. So you can be reading and get along so you can know all this, because the test is simple. But if you get these simple things like will just trickle your mind when you're there, like, oh yeah, I know what is that. That's why I decided, I just, formulated these things and like, okay, I'm going to put this thing and then so these people can make it easier for them. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I don't want to make the video to like 1 minute or so, but anyways, so anything you want to know about, you have any question, go ahead and post your question, ask me, DM me, text me, text me, send me email. I think my email is up there if I'm not mistaken. Just let me know what, and I'll send it. Right now, I'm saying I'm going back to school again, so it won't stop me. But I'm staying there to help you guys at the same time working. And very soon I'll be going on my next assignment, but I will still be helping people. Even when that guy called, I was in BC, so the time difference between between Ontario and BC, but yet still I got her to talk to him. And after like 2 weeks, he coming by, he said, Rose, I passed. I said, could you imagine? 5 times you fail and you just met my little channel. You said, I'll always be grateful to you. I said, thank you. Go ahead, go make your money. So, that's it. Go serve the people of Canada. That's why we're here, to serve each other. And then if we get supplement nurses in Canada, I mean, things won't be happening where people short of nurses in the hospital, home, and all these places that need help. That's where I come in. Like, I'm going to help people because Canada will need nurses here. I'm going to stop here. Have a good day, guys, and God bless you. Peace. That's my peace.